So despite Brazil comfortably cruising to a 5-1 victory over Bolivia in their 2026 World Cup qualifying campaign, Richarlison was spotted breaking down into tears after being substituted late in the second half. When questioned about why that happened by reporters in Brazil, he rather candidly revealed that off-the-pitch issues have gotten the better of him and that certain friends and family members who only used him for money were recently cut out from his life. Thereafter, he stated that he'll be seeking psychological help once he returns to the UK in order to build himself back up mentally so that he can perform at the level we all know he's capable of moving forward. Now, a couple of things spring to mind here. First and foremost, it takes an unbelievable amount of guts to publicly reveal something like this, especially when you're one of the most hated footballers on the planet. While there's no getting away from the fact that the bloke can be an absolute shithouse on the pitch, I reckon it's been unfairly used as a stick to beat him with in recent times. Outlets like Sport Bible are more than happy to share articles about Richarlison winding up opposition supporters or getting into a verbal spat with pundits, but haven't bothered to show the other side of his character whereby he donates 10% of his wages to cancer patients in Sao Paulo, or speaks out on social justice issues such as the environment, police violence, and human rights abuse in Brazil. That's not to say he's a saint by any stretch of the imagination, but is worth considering nonetheless. Secondly, as awful as it may sound, football is a ruthless bastard of a game in this day and age, so unless he finds his feet sharpish, I can't see Spurs being patient with him for too much longer. One Premier League goal in 31 appearances is a shocking return for any forward player, let alone one who cost as much as Richarlison did. Obviously, there were mitigating factors which led to that subpar return, namely misfortune with disallowed goals, being utilized out of position game after game, and having to play second fiddle to the likes of Harry Kane. But excuses only carry so much weight at the highest level. It's easy to forget this is the same guy who kept a frankly woeful Everton up with 10 goals and 5 assists in 30 games, and one can only hope he gets back to that previous level in the not too distant future. As it turns out, Spurs opted not to bring in a like-for-like replacement for the recently departed Kane, and thus the level of responsibility on Richarlison's shoulders will be like nothing he's faced in his career before. I sincerely hope he passes that test, and do sit here wondering how we as football fans should be conducting ourselves on social media. While scrutiny is part and parcel of being in the public eye, some of the abuse these guys get is absolutely mind-boggling, and while they're handsomely rewarded from a financial perspective, it doesn't take away from the fact that they're human beings just like you and I. Personally, I'm all for criticizing their performances, but believe there should most certainly be a line drawn when it comes to their personal lives. In this specific case, Richarlison obviously can't be dishing it out like he so often does and not expecting some backlash for it, but on a more general level, we do have to do better. Let me know what you think of all this down below, and I'll catch you in the next one, folks. Peace.